Hey guys, so we're gonna be reacting to Destiny 2 Is It the Problem? Its players are. Kind of a clickbaity title, I hope. Shockingly, I have played Destiny a lot back in the day. Not as much now, but we're gonna read it. D2 has had its ups and downs, but Bungie's space shooter still receives an undue amount of hate from portions of its mammoth player base. I don't know if what you would consider hate would be criticism about like the seasonal model and everything involved with that. Is that considered hate? Technically, I don't know. So this is by Cherry. Obviously, do not harass this person. They're just airing out their opinion, just like we are. Why do some Destiny 2 fans give Bungie so much bother? It's a question I've been pondering throughout my extensive time with the game because, as far as I could tell, these are people who remain deeply invested. It's almost like we should exercise some agency over our decisions and step away when something is no longer doing it for us. But snarkiness aside, we should really delve a little deeper into why the FPS game is increasingly polarizing. So, Destiny 2 fans give Bungie so much bother because they realized back in like Destiny 1, for example, when I was playing, the content was nowhere near as in depth or anything like that compared to Destiny 2. But you could tell that Bungie was caring about their game and they were really trying to innovate every single time. Maybe not with like the first expansion, like whatever that John was called. I can't remember the name of it. But like after that, like especially Taken King, they really stepped up their game and they were trying to innovate and whatnot. Same with Forsaken, but now they say like innovation is bad, like you don't want to over deliver, and I feel like that is such a terrible, terrible mindset to have when developing a live shooter game. Like you want to over deliver every single time, right? That's what I would think. There's been talk of Destiny 2 becoming microtransaction hell of sorts. It's true that since the launch of original Destiny in 2014, the game's format has shifted to allow the scale of its offerings, both on a technical and in terms of monetization. Yes, they are definitely doing microtransactions are terrible right now. Um, Same with like okay, one thing that I don't think the community talks about enough is transmog. The fact that you have to buy stupid thingamajiggies to put armor on certain armor on your character is absolutely absurd. And Destiny loves to hide behind it. It's like, oh, we're free. Or it's a free game. We need to pay the bill somehow. When they literally it costs like a $240 or something to play like the actual full game with all the DLCs and whatnot. So I hate that they hide behind this like free thing. Because a game like Fortnite, for example, two different games, but Fortnite is actually free. You could play the base game for free, and then you could pay for cosmetics to make the game feel a little bit different, quote unquote, but it's still the same game at heart. While Destiny, you need to pay to get these certain strikes. You need to pay to get this certain like raids and whatnot. So I don't understand why like it's a problem. Like why are we not being mad that it's microtransaction hell? Because it is. There's no like in betweens with that. Um, the biggest live service games nowadays are free to play with additional microtransaction expansions and DLC allowing for their long-term operation. Destiny 2 free to play content includes a generous selection of activities you can play as altered class, and there's a helpful overhauled version of the new light quest for those fresh to the game while it teaches you how to use those classes. Um, yeah, the new light quest is okay. Um, a plethora of Destiny 2 free content. A few strikes and a handful of activities is not a plethora amount. And the best part is actually, even now in Destiny, there's not that much to do in general. When you log in, most people now are just sitting in orbit, questioning what they should do, and then like getting off. So I can't even imagine a free to play experience because I can imagine logging and not having all the content to do, and just having select content to do and then just clicking on one of those and doing it. Like I can't even imagine because whenever I log into Destiny 2, especially recently for the past like 3 months, I cannot get into it. The new Guardian rank system is free to everyone and it's built in Vanguard Strikes playlist. This means that even though most of the strikes are hidden behind okay, so you just went includes a generous selection of activities. Then you say this means that even though most of the strikes are hidden behind paid expansions in the world map, you can still get a taste of them when they roll around in the playlist. So I never mind. I guess my point is kind of invalid. Almost all the PvP modes, Crucible is free to everyone as in the hybrid Gambit mode. This same goes for seasonal activities including Guardian games, Festival of the Lost, Souls of Heroes, and the Dawning. The Prophecy Dungeon is free as are the Vault of Glass and King's Fall Rage, patrols, public events, and Lost Sectors. Same again. Wow, Solstice of Heroes. Great event right there. Literally been the same event for the past 6 years or whatever, or 5 years, whatever. I don't even know. Yeah, I mean, you get the seasonal activities free. I feel like most games do that, right? When you have look at PUBG for example. That's a free to play game, and they have seasonal stuff. Why would they put a paywall behind a Halloween event? That makes no sense. Even Overwatch doesn't do that, and Overwatch is terrible with stuff like that. 2021 Stairs of Eternity, a new event added to the game to celebrate 30 years of Bungie, is now also free. Finally, free players can also access the first campaign missions in full for the Witch Queen and Lightfall campaigns. That's a hell of a lot of a game for the low price of nothing, including a mix of all game modes, the most recent campaign missions, and endgame content. It's something to sniff at, and it's not as though Bungie has locked all the best bits of Destiny 2 behind paywalls. Well, the thing is, getting you to do one or two missions, it's obviously just trying to bait you into playing the game more and eventually buying the DLC. Oh, this first mission was fun, let's buy the DLC. If you said that about Lightfall, then I'm just joking. If you like Lightfall, that's fine. I didn't like it at all. But I think the article is not really... The thing is, they're acting as if all this stuff, right, this free stuff that they add is the end all be all. And it's not like they're listening. It's not... The thing is, the issue is Bungie isn't listening to the community right now. So when I log into Destiny 2, right, there's nothing for me to play. What am I supposed to do? GMs and a raid? Iron Banner, I think, is out this week. Those are things that you don't... personally, I don't really want to do those things. And I know that's my own volition, suck it up, basically. But I feel like that's not good content. Just those 3 activities, and I weekly log in to check the store. I feel like there should be definitely more incentive to log in. Maybe not better loot, necessarily, but more incentive, because the gameplay is amazing. Everyone agrees that Destiny gameplay is amazing. It's just actually doing the content is not amazing. If we look at the new premium currency silver, I still struggle to see an issue. You can spend this to unlock the season pass or buy cosmetics in the Eververse store. It's important to note that buying the Deluxe or Ultimate editions of each year's expansion also gets you the season pass. Another new addition is the Dungeon Key, which lets you try out some of the latest content even if it's only available to Ultimate Edition owners. Dungeon Key, this lady should not defend at all. There's no reason why you pay for the seasonal stuff and the else have to pay for a Dungeon Key. That makes no sense. That will never make sense to me. I think they also failed to mention that the Deluxe and Ultimate Editions are $120. So it's not $60 or something. It's literally 2 full price games for 3 years or not 3 years, 9 months or whatever of drip fed content that's very underwhelming. So I do not understand this article. Silver is definitely a problem because you don't get silver in the game at all. Even in Fortnite, you get I know I keep using Fortnite, but it's just a good example for a free to play game. Even in Fortnite, if you pay V-Bucks, if you pay for V-Bucks and get the battle pass, you get the V-Bucks back through the battle pass. So if I buy the battle pass in Destiny 2, right, I feel like you should get some silver because there's some items in the shop that's only silver. Let's see. So in short, I can see how the problem lies with Bungie's monetization methods and might cause frustration and longtime fans who simply must attain every ornament for every weapon or the latest emotes or shaders. No. Oh, wait. But I personally just wait until they roll around in the Bright Dust store. Once that's happened, I could buy them using in-game currency by completing activities. I disagree with this. Most people don't need every single ornament or shader. That's not what the Destiny community is saying at all. So I don't understand this one bit. Of course you can wait for the Bright Dust store. But if I play the game 72 hours a week, right? That's a long time, but I don't do that. But let's say hypothetically, versus someone who plays 5 hours a week, I should be able to get some of the items that are locked behind the paywall just by playing the game. Oh, you did 100 strikes. Let's just say Bungie was being drastic. 100 strikes this week. You get 1,000 silver. Boom. You could do something like that where you give the dedicated fans you give the dedicated fans something to grind and chase after, so they don't have to spend their actual money on the game. Now, I understand Bungie has to make money, and they do make a lot of money. So let's not beat around the bush. Because even if they added something that like that, 100 strikes to get 1,000 silver, most people are not doing that, and they're just gonna buy that 1,000 silver anyway, or it's like 10,000. Well, I don't even know what the silver currency is nowadays. But that's what I mean. I think that there should be ways to get the silver throughout the like battle pass. If you get to rank 65, you get 500 silver. Rank 35, 500 silver. Then you could maybe buy the next battle pass, or you could buy something in the shop for what you want. Not pay your own money to buy every single thing in the shop. And I don't think most players are trying to buy every single thing. Even the hardcore Destiny players are not doing all that. I don't think, at least. Maybe then the issue lies in Bungie's previous decision. Sunset paid for content, therefore making it unplayable. Yes, this was a huge source of frustration for many, including myself. It didn't, and still doesn't seem fair that content I paid is no longer accessible. I agree with her 100%. That is ridiculous that they removed the content and it's still not like kind of back like fed in. But Bungie has also reversed that decision about to never sunset anything again. Well, the reason why they said that was because backlash. So, you know, going as far as to bring out old content out of the vault, such as Vault of Glass and King's Fall, now featuring improved mechanics and balancing, all for free. Wow, great job. They took stuff out of Destiny 1 and put in Destiny 2, and they said that it's not recycled content. Of course, they changed it a little bit, but that's not recycled content. Come on, like, what? They're not trying to improve themselves. It's not like they added like. The thing is, it's not like they added like King's Fall and another raid both on top of it. That would have went really hard, and that would have been the overachieving that they're talking about. But instead, they release Vault and they release King's Fall, which were both obviously amazing raids in Destiny 1 and Destiny 2. But I think to use that as argument against why like it's slightly okay that they're sunsetting stuff, even though they say that they're not doing it now. The thing is, there's nothing to sunset now. All this stuff is like so trash like that. Like they should sunset some of the stuff. I'm just joking, but most of the stuff is trash in Destiny. So maybe the issue is the gameplay loop. For years now, some have complained about the seasonal model and its storyline, complaining that it's not fulfilling enough or doesn't serve up enough to do. Bungie clapped back last season by killing off a core character and providing plenty of context around how, why, and when, as well as when linking the Lightfall expansion, something it had struggled with before. Are we considering Amanda Holiday a core character? I don't see her as that, to be honest. But they finally killed off a core character in the most lame cutscene ever. Why was a non-guardian doing guardian stuff things? And them linking the Lightfall expansion, if you have to do another season after to make sense of slightly of what your main DLC was, that's not good writing. That's just poor writing all around. So don't really understand that either. It then dropped a shocker cutscene that explained everything in Destiny 2 players had questions about surrounding Origins, the Witness, and the Veil. And it didn't stop there. Last month, Bungie only went on the resurrection of Savathun, the Hive Goddess, a trickery, and a big bad from the Witch Queen. You know, the one everyone loved. Yeah, because Savathun was way better of a villain. She was fleshed out, she had motives, and I could understand what she was trying to do. Like I said just back then, like a couple minutes ago, if you have to drop a cutscene after the main DLC explaining your big baddie, not explaining your baddie, but making the story seem slightly sensical, then you messed up. That is terrible writing. There is no world where that should be okay, and any community should be okay with how Lightfall was written, because that should be introduced in the very beginning or halfway through, so we understand what the Witness's purpose is. And it's not like this grand freaking background. He's just mad that the whole civilization's mad that the Traveler left. That is basically his backstory. Welcome to the Fallen. Welcome to the Fallen. They're just a more powerful Fallen. Sorry. Until relatively recently, seasonal content felt disjointed and irrelevant to each year's expansion. With the Witch Queen and Lightfall, there's been a definite shift towards a more involved narrative. Okay. And yet, even with the I can't even say that word, improvements, there's still a portion of player base that appears to expect more and quicker. A live service game with no sore points, no challenging transition phases, and whose developers spend an ever-increasing number of plates while never adapting the monetization to match. Some seem to overlook the wonderful narrative that led us into Lightfall. The narrative that led into Lightfall was very good, actually. But after that, not good. Like, the actual Lightfall was not good. The character customization, very good, I guess. Interest that deep down, we Destiny 2 fans know that these complaints pale in comparison to the good that Bungie does. Okay. We know that Destiny 2 is as massive as it is because the gameplay is unrivaled and the character building and adventures are deeply engaging. The sheer amount of looting and shooting on offer is astronomical. And as we draw closer to the final shape at the end of the Light and Dark saga, we should know how lucky we've been to see this sprawling epic through. Yet right now, some of us don't know when to sit back and enjoy it. You can sit back and enjoy it when the game is actually engaging, but when the game is very clearly half-baked every single time, and you know that Bungie's not trying to over-deliver anything, that's when we all get pissed off as a community. But that's basically my thoughts about this article. Destiny 2 is a problem right now. It's not the freaking... I mean, the fan base does play a part in it, but the main problem is the developers just constantly underachieving and no innovation in the space because there's no competition to Destiny. There hasn't been for a long time. So, and we can feel it as a community. But I hope you guys have a great day. If you guys have any thoughts about what I said, please let me know in the comments below. But yeah, bye guys.